Come in, have a seat. Good to see you again.
You too.
Hope things going well for you.
Yes, sir.
Good win last week, right?
Yeah, it was good. It was exciting.
Any win's a good win. How was that game kind of exciting? Because I thought you guys might go in and just completely dominate that game. Was that the case or no?
No, we came out kind of slow, actually. And they actually went up 7-0 on us early. And we had to come back from that, came back, went up by 2 touchdowns, and then they scored. So it was a kind of a back and forth game. We didn't execute as well as I know we could have. Played kind of sloppy ball. We had 11 penalties in the whole game, so that's not gonna do real good ever in a game.
I bet your dad was not happy about that.
Yeah, for sure. But
what have you done this week to get around that, to improve upon those mistakes you made last week? You guys been stressing this week. Let's get rid of these penalties, get this thing cleaned up.
Yeah, we've just been working like we've always been working. The summer, the spring balls, fall, this whole time. We just kept with our game plan, kept doing what we've been doing, working hard.
Now, the guy leaving Snell Harris, he was at Grimsley. He's a Grimsley player. You guys scrimmaged those guys from Grimsley, and you did pretty well against those guys.
Yeah. I know. We saw his backside a couple times in the scrimmage, but I think we came out and performed really well that day.
Well, I was there that day, and I tell you what, I told your dad, told a lot of people, and I'm not trying to blow your head off and knock that hat off, your cap off your head, but of all the people I saw preseason, the best I saw and what I had seen and was you that day over there, man. You played extremely well, stood back in that pocket tall, took command of the situation, ran the show, played extremely well.
Thank you.
And the thing I guess last week that didn't work the way you wanted it to, you wished you could have probably hit more receivers those passes. The passing game was not where you wanted to be last week.
No, not at all. It was real sloppy. It was wet. I'm not making that a big excuse, but that's always going to play a part in throwing the football. So we ran a lot, had a 327 yards total.
So you had 127 on the ground. That was a plus.
Yeah. So
was that designed, or were you running just because things were breaking down? You had to run, or was it those design runs?
Most of it was design runs that came from it, and that's where they most came from. There were a couple breakdown runs, but we ran the ball really well that game. I didn't throw very well that game, but I'm working on to really turn that around this week.
Who are your receivers? Because you had Jeremiah Brown. You always could depend on him last year, but he's moved on, I guess, to Wake Forest.
Yes, sir.
And what about this year? Who do you look to?
This year, I trust all my 4 receivers. I got Christian Jackson on one outside, Matthew Siler on one outside, DJ Gray on one inside on my slot, and then Jacoby Harris on my other slot. So both my outsides are seniors, and my DJ Gray, the slot, he's a senior, and then the other one's a rising sophomore.
When you run the ball, where do you feel like you run the ball best? Where's the best place for you to take off and go to yourself?
I like the left side.
Kind of off tackle, off guard, inside, outside?
Yeah, I like off tackle.
Yeah.
I like pulling guards.
Get some help.
Yeah.
If it's a design playing those guards doing their job, you should have 5 yards to be a lock. If you get that outside corner quick enough, you should be there for 5 yards. How tall are you now? Because you've gotten taller, I know.
About 6'2.5".
6'2.5". So you look like you've got about 6'4". You look like taller. You stand back there well, so 6'2.5". That's it so far, but still growing, you think?
Yes, sir.
Good. The thing I told the people about Jaren Rainey, the thing that impressed me about Jaren, of all the things I saw him do, saw the football game, saw the scrimmage that day, the thing that impressed me the most is that night down at Southeast Guilford, you guys are playing that baseball playoff game. Here's Jaren, he's in the game. It's probably about midway through the game. You guys are up probably 2-0. Southeast scored late, make it 2-1. Great ball game. You guys got most of your offense early and cooled off after that. But you had Edwards, I think Jacob was pitching that night. Solid pitcher. Then Blenninger came in, I think, finished the game up. But you came in that night, they called on you, and you had one thing to do, and that was one thing only. Time to pinch run.
Yes, sir.
But I remember you stepped over the top of the first base bag, ready to go. I mean, anything to help your team,
yes, sir.
That's what it's all about.
Yes, sir.
And you just, all I told the guy is, find me a way to get me in the game. Get in the game. Find a way to get in. That's what you did.
Yes, sir. I've always loved baseball. I've been playing it my whole life. And when I was a freshman, they were just like, we'll bring you up your sophomore year. We'll see how you do, but we like you running the bases. So I was like, I'll do whatever I can to help the team. I just love being active, and I love the baseball team, and they're great people. Coach Holmes is a great coach. Coach Gaines is a great coach. I love them both to death. And they do whatever they can to help me on the baseball field also, as well as the football field. So
it's good to be around that baseball team, too, because that kind of breeds and kind of spreads the winning maybe toward the football team, too.
Yeah, it does. The baseball team is very successful, and they're going to continue to be very successful.
Yeah, I think so. With Edwards and Blenninger both coming back this coming year, you guys got 2 of the best pitchers in the state. Only team that may have a bit of an edge on your pitching wise. You guys may still be with them too. I don't know, but Northern Guilford's got 3 good ones coming back as well.
Yes, sir.
Some good battlers down there. But boy, your baseball team had a very good year. Beat Southeast like you did. I mean, beat them 2-1. That's all it took.
Sir.
That's what you had to have.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and you guys went to North Davidson and played well there too.
We played really well. We gave ourselves a chance to win.
Sure.
What really matters, we came up short in the end, but we really played hard. I know.
That's one of the things, like you say, you first of all, give me a way, give me a chance, find me a place, a way to get in the game. I want to find a way to get in the game, get in, and then, give us a chance to win.
Yes, sir.
What would it take to win? Because you got a big game tomorrow night against High Point Andrews. That's a huge game. What would it take to win that game?
It's just execution, just doing what we've been doing all season, all off season, practicing and executing what we've been working on. I know defense is going to play hard. That's what they do. We have an amazing defense this season, so I know they're going to play our butt off for us, give the offense back the ball, and the offense has to move the ball down the field, keep our defense off the field. So I know we're going to execute and get the job done.
What are the areas where you got to get better this year? We lost maybe some guys from last year. Do you think we just got to work harder to get better at those spots?
Honestly, most of the spots that were vacated got filled really well. We had a couple of transfers come in actually from Central and High Point Christian. So a lot of the spots that were missing got filled pretty well. And this offseason we've been working really hard. So I don't see many spots that there's always room for improvement everywhere on the field, but there's not really a big sore thumb that sticks out to me.
And major area. What about High Point Andrews? What makes them so tough in that game, the matchup? I know it's their first game. They got to be hungry. You haven't played a game yet. That's hunger there. But what makes them so tough?
They're athletic and they get to the ball, and they have a great coach, great coaching staff, great athletics, and they're always gonna give us a good game.
Got some good athletes too. I think the quarterback spot's pretty well in pretty good hands. The running backs are extremely talented. They're tough there, and they always got 2 or 3 real big guys, good defensive players to go with it. But maybe you can match up. I know depth sometimes is a factor with Andrews. Sometimes you get past the first line of defense, get that second order defense, you'll be okay there. You got to get past that first line and begin to get down the field.
Yeah, I think we'll be able to do that.
If you got the ball in your hands, you get past the line. If you're at the middle of the field with linebackers, you get that deep, you should be set to get on up.
I think so. I think that would really help us.
Who do you pattern your game after? Any college players or other players you kind of check them off and watch them play on a weekly basis? Anybody you follow that plays quarterback?
On a weekly basis that plays quarterback?
Yeah, like a college quarterback or somebody you kind of pattern your game after or study their game, say, well, I could be like that guy maybe, and some things he does. And sometimes you don't even want to be that same guy. Yeah. You just want to pick up some of the things he does and do some of those same things. Anybody out there?
I don't really have one big guy that I look to maybe imitate, but for sure every Saturday I'm looking at the quarterback position to see what I can do to improve to get to that level of ball, because I go to practices over the summer when I can to watch a lot of college football as much as I can, because getting to the next level is a big deal. I love the sport of football. It's going to be great to me and help me. It's helped me so much throughout life. So if I can keep playing, I'm going to do whatever I can and learn from whoever I can to get there one day.
Jaren Rainey with us. Jaren is the quarterback for the Southwest Guilford Cowboys. They have High Point Andrews on Friday night. Think about it's crazy. You're the quarterback for Southwest.
Sure. But
in college, you may be the wide receiver for some college or the defensive back. They're not looking at you much as they're looking at you as a defensive back and a wide receiver for college. How about that?
It was different. I definitely wasn't really expecting it. Kind of caught me off guard. But a lot of the colleges I went to just loved the athleticism and the length and my ability to run. And they saw I could fit in their university at that position, and I was all for it. I mean, if it's going to help me get to the next level, then I'll do whatever it takes.
Yeah. Hey, some colleges sometimes looking for a player like a defensive back or a wide receiver, and as you instead of quarterback, maybe looking at certain years. This guy comes in a certain year. We need a certain player in this position. Those 4 years. We don't need a quarterback. We already got a quarterback those 4 years. So maybe they want you because of your athleticism, but they'll plug you in a different spot during the 4 years or 5 years you might be there. Is that the case?
In some cases, like I said, a lot of them just like the athleticism and the way I can get to the ball. And on the offensive side, playing quarterback now, I have a great understanding of pass concepts and coverages and all that. So if you put me on the defense side of the ball, I have a lot of knowledge going over there.
You've seen it already from a different standpoint. You're actually looking back where you just came from, looking straight back at your spot. Now, playing some defensive back this year too, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I haven't been playing in practice. First day of hitting, I dislocated my left shoulder. So ever since then, I haven't even been playing safety at all.
You throw right-handed,
yep,
correct?
I throw right-handed, so
injured drops your shoulder.
I was fine.
Yeah, so you laid off a little bit after that, too.
Yeah.
Defensive back tomorrow night, so many?
I doubt it.
No.
Might be a little wide receiver.
Wide receiver. When you go to wide receiver, does Mason Chu go to quarterback?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Mason had to come in for you last year, didn't he, for a while? Did a good job.
He did a great job.
Yeah. He's another guy with a baseball mentality also.
Yes, sir. He's a great baseball player. I think he's a great athlete in general. So there's no telling where he'll be at one day at the next level. He could be going for baseball, could be going for football.
I know he trains hard and works hard.
Oh yeah,
toward
for
it.
sure.
So you'll be some wide receiver tomorrow night too.
Possibly. Yes, sir.
Sometimes it's a matter of getting the ball in the best player on the field as far as athleticism. Get it in his hands, and Mason's going to get it to you.
Yes, sir. I hope so.
Do you line up wide, or maybe
I'll probably line up a lot wide.
you like breaking down the field or coming back to the ball? How do you like your best catch, maybe, to get set up out there? Just
I like it.
take
down
off
the
and go
field.
for it. Yeah.
I love down the field routes, but I can break it off when I need to.
Right, right.
He likes me at jump balls on goal line.
Throw it up in the air, let you go get it.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And you see that possibly coming in the Andrews game tomorrow
Yes,
night.
sir.
Good stuff with us, Jaren Rainey from Southwest Guilford. Dennis White's coming in with us next. How do you relax during the week? Take it easy after a hard football game on Friday. What do you do to kind of keep yourself wound down and keep a good temperament about you as far as during the week? Because you're the quarterback. People see you out going crazy. Chances are they're going to say, man, that guy has a, I'm not sure we should have him back there or not. What do you do to keep that even keel?
Most of the time during the week it's just film, to be honest.
You're watching film most of the
to
time.
relax, just to calm down, sit down with my dad, watch film, and a lot of times it's making the highlight tape for the college coaches to put out there. So I spend a lot of time with football and focusing on that at this point in time. And I actually just finished a summer school class, so that took up a lot of my time.
Was
this
that in the
summer.
college?
It was online. It was an online summer school class.
Gotcha. Online summer school, high school class?
Yes, sir.
Wow, get ahead a little bit
Yeah,
then.
got a little bit ahead. So as a junior, I'll be taking a senior class in English. I took English 11.
So you're
this
ahead
summer.
a year now in English.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Do you are you kind of in the back of your mind, kind of processing the finals out, kind of looking ahead to next year, senior year? Maybe things might work out where you would leave at the end of your December month. You might take off.
That's a big goal or a big idea.
You would be ready for it if you need to, right?
Yes, sir. So that was the main idea behind the class.
Yeah, but you would miss your senior baseball season. But the fact of the matter is, when you get down to business, you got to get down to business.
Yes, sir. It's just I know I'm not going to go to college for baseball. So
Right. Well, who are the big colleges on your list right now? Who's looking at you? Who are you talking to?
Wake Forest is one, Duke University is one, East Carolina, and those are really my main three. I really want to stay in state, stay close to my family, make sure they can get to all my games and be able to see them whenever I can. So
Who contacts you most? Do you hear from the assistant coaches or the head coaches the most?
it's mostly the assistant coaches. Wake Forest was the school that I heard from the head coach when I went to the camp, and he really liked me and what I could offer.
What was that camp like? Was that like one of the one-day camps? So you come in and do a lot of different things in one day, or what was that?
It was a one-day camp. Went through a lot of drills and went through one-on-ones and kind of caught the coach's eye doing all that. And he kind of pulled me to the side after, and that's where.
That's Coach Dave Clausen, right?
Yes, sir.
I still tell the story back when I was in high school. We had our senior banquet at my school, and I was a freshman that year, just a young guy, kind of an up-and-coming, hopefully sprawling football player. And the coach at Carolina died about 3 weeks ago, Coach Dooley. He was like 82 and he died. Anyway, he came to our school to be the speaker that night.
sir.
Standing around before the banquet talking to the football coach, and I walked by and goes, "Who's that kid?" He told the coach who I was and said, "I want that kid if he keeps growing." I said, "This might be good." Never got taller, never grew another inch. Put on like 50 pounds and never grew again. Ended up in a smaller stature for some reason. That happens, but those coaches see you early, and you got Wake Forest, you got Duke, and who else?
East Carolina.
East Carolina. New coach at East Carolina, Coach Montgomery. How do you think he'll do?
I think he'll be great. I mean, when I went to Duke 2 years ago when he was the coordinator there, and I liked him a lot. I liked his intensity to the game and what he had to offer as a coach. So I feel like at ECU he's going to do a great job, and I'd love to see how their season's going to turn out.
And he's a former quarterback himself, isn't he?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Former quarterback at Duke back in the day, too. Now I've got East Carolina. What about Mr. Summers? You follow his work down there, James
Oh,
Summers?
yes, sir. I was a big fan of him when he was
Well,
at Page.
He's a James Summers fan. I said you're a smart guy to follow the quarterbacks when you're younger, because I must have been earlier about following those college quarterbacks. You find these guys, you follow and see what they're doing, they kind of get you rolling. Yeah.
Yeah, seeing him go from Page to the community college to then ECU, it's just, I know it's a long process for him and a lot of hard work, and I really admire his game of play, the things he's able to do on the field with run and pass, and I think this season will be totally different from last season. I think he'll really be more developed.
He's got 1 year to get it done.
Yes, sir.
1 year eligible. He started out at Hargrave Military Academy, went from Hargrave down to the college in Mississippi.
Yes,
2 years down there, playing on Thursday nights, playing a 9 games schedule during the season.
Yes, sir.
And that junior college in Mississippi, your season's over end of October.
Yeah.
You're done. You got dead time.
Yeah.
But then he found his way to East Carolina, got some games last year, and
Yes,
played
sir.
extremely well.
Yes, sir.
Well, listen to those radio games, and James getting those radio games in my car. You know, drive around checking out James, and he had some outstanding games, and he kind of got lost in the shuffle here and there a little bit too.
Yeah.
You got to be careful when you lost that shuffle.
Yeah, you do. I mean, I know he'll stay focused, and he's got a bright future ahead of him because he's a great athlete.
Do you think you'll keep your list at 3 schools? You're going to kind of narrow it down and keep it at 3, the East Carolina, the Wake Forest, and also the Duke, keep it at that list about like that?
It'll really depend after this football season. It's probably the biggest football season I have. So
It is big because it's the
yeah.
year before your senior year. This is when you get it done. Your senior year, they pretty much, a lot of guys have
Yeah,
already
locked
put,
in.
put those commitments out there.
Yeah, so this is a big year, and I really do want to keep it between the in-state schools, so Carolina and NC State and all of them. But out of state, always open. You know, I love Tennessee, love Georgia, all the schools I visited over the
Southeastern
summer.
Conference schools, yeah.
South Carolina, all those schools.
You
are
went to some
great.
very good places
Yes,
then,
sir.
yeah. How about Ohio State and guys like that? Go to those places?
I haven't not been to Ohio. I'd love to go there though.
Yeah, I thought that might be one of the
Yeah.
possibility there. That's a big time program there. Coach Cutcliffe at Duke, you
Yes,
met
sir.
him and talked to him?
Yes, sir.
What's he like?
He's a great guy. He's a great coach. He's more focused on his players than the game. He's more focused on how their future.
He seems like the kind of coach who would tell you the truth. He wouldn't give you a bunch
Yeah.
of a bunch of air, a bunch of
Yeah.
nonsense. Just be honest with you and level with you and tell you what it's all about.
Yeah, he's a great guy, and I know he's more focused on his kids being successful in the future and becoming great men before.
He's got that one kid, that Cash kid, who was a DB at Duke, now a linebacker for the Panthers. I'd like to see that guy do well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he will, coming from Cutler. He's a great coach.
Excellent coach. Who's the top team in our area besides Southwest Guilford? Who do you think the top team is this year, probably around here, around the county area, general area?
I'd have to say East Forsyth.
Yeah, that's not a bad call. Either East Forsyth or Dudley, probably in that same neighborhood.
Yeah,
And East
one of those
Forsyth is
schools.
loaded.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're always loaded, and they're always a great game. And I just love playing them because at some point you're going to have to play the highest competition to get to where you want to get to. And playing them last year, them just blowing us out.
What do you
42.
remember about that game with East Forsyth last year? What do you
man.
remember about that?
It was just rough for the whole team. It was maybe 1 or 2, 3 first downs the whole game. It's frustrating, but you have to realize the work you have to put in to get to that level of play to be able, because 3rd, 4th state championship round of playoffs in high school football, those are the teams you got to play, and you got to be able to beat those teams to get to where you want to get to.
And it's like the old great nature boy always said, Ric Flair said, to be the best, you got to beat the best,
Yes,
and that's
sir.
what you got to do. What about last year? You beat Northwest. What was that like?
Oh, it was
That had to be
great.
crazy.
We came into that game knowing that it was really a big game for us, and it was a game we could definitely win. And we played our butts off. We ran the ball really well that game. Tamaria's house ran the ball really well, and it gave us a chance to win. And then on the air, we threw and caught really good. And in the end, it was in our hands. And them missing the field goal, and then us being able to run the rest of the clock out was just really big, really exciting.
Was that at your school or their school?
It was at Northwest.
Well, to beat them over there was crazy, huh?
Yeah, it was.
That had to be crazy. And you beat Ragsdale, one of your chief rivals. You beat Central as well. You beat Glenn?
No, we did not beat Glenn. We actually lost them by 2 touchdowns.
Wow. And Glenn's going to be competitive this year.
Yeah, can't
Your whole
wait for it.
conference pretty much is going to be tougher than people think.
Yep. Stephen Brown, their quarterback, he's a good friend of mine, and he's going to be great. He's a great quarterback, and I love playing against him. Same class, 2018. It's a competition that I love to have.
I see they've got Reagan this week. That should be a good
It
matchup.
will be a good matchup, yeah.
And you see, who do you see it coming down to between in your conference? Who's it come down to in the end? Who will be there at the finish? Who's going to be the top dogs in your conference, you think?
I'm of course going to have to put us at the top because just all the hard work we put in, I know we can do it. And then East Forsyth always going to be at the top. And I feel like Northwest is going to be up there at the top also.
Going to be U3 probably there. Well, I know you look forward to it. What about if you had one place in the world to travel to destination-wise? Get away from the football for a little while and just do some traveling, get away, where would you go to? Is there a place you might want to visit or go to? Get
I've
away?
always wanted to go to the Dominican Republic. I've never really been to a place as as they say, it's paradise like that. So I'd really like to visit somewhere like that.
A lot of good baseball there, too.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I looked up on a scoreboard during a baseball game and the guy's name is listed on the Dominican Republic. You can't even begin to pronounce all the cities there. I know Santo Domingo, I can talk about that one, but the other places, there's so many in the Dominican Republic they play baseball.
Yes, sir.
It's just everybody must be on that sport. What about the one place you would not want to go to? Stay away from this place, would not want to visit there at all.
Not visit?
Yeah. Kind of the dead zone, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, I love traveling. I love being all over the place.
When I approached this question earlier in the week, I was thinking about places I would not want to go to. Would be probably Baghdad in Iraq. I wouldn't want to probably go to Afghanistan. Probably wouldn't want to go to anywhere in Iran. Now, on TV this week, this is where the question came from. I was watching those films, the film footage of down in Louisiana where they had the flood. I would not want to be there in that area right now. That is rough.
That is really rough.
Yeah, I mean, just watch TV. I don't see a ton of TV. No time to watch it much. But I'm seeing the news reports, and everybody, they go down the street, and every house has got everything they own out by the street.
Yeah, it's all
everything
in the water.
lost.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, but hope they can really come through
And get it turned around, and it's not like they haven't been through it before. They had Hurricane Katrina a few years back. How about this presidential race? Because you're kind of a man maybe in politics too. You leaning toward the Democrats or Republicans? I wouldn't ask about names, who's the candidates. If you got to lean toward one way or the other for the upcoming race, you won't be eligible to vote, probably not. You would still be 16 or 17 then. But if you could vote, do you lean toward Republican or Democrat in the upcoming race?
Probably Democrat.
Yeah. Think the country will be in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I think it will. I mean, I always have faith in the U.S., and I know we'll vote for the right person and put at top who's going to get the job done.
What are your ambitions after you get through all the football work? What do you look to do down the road? What do you like to do?
I love reporting, so I want to major in communications and make my way up to being a sports broadcaster someday somewhere.
I saw something crazy. I just go by some sites. I see some Twitter stuff. I think I'm seeing. You may have seen this, you may not, but if you did, we'll talk about it anyway. I think I saw Reggie Davis, a Northwestern basketball guy.
Yeah.
He was like the Fox 8 rookie anchor last week.
Was. I saw him afterwards, actually.
Oh, yeah, because I said, well, Reggie Davis was the Fox 8 rookie anchor on sports last week. I never get to see their show at all because I'm usually at McDonald's working on the computer if I can, but you got to see some of it then.
Yeah, I did. Actually, then I saw him in person afterwards.
What do you say about the experience?
His experience?
Yeah, do you like it? Enjoy it? Was it good?
I feel like it was good, great. Something that's most teenagers aren't doing. And it's really big for the teenage population and what we're able to do at this age and how good we can do it. So it put a really big good look on us.
Yeah, I kind of like it for him too. I mean, just to commend him for jumping into something like that.
Yeah.
Because it's not like some of the kids, you may see a kid who's there this week from Ledford. I've never heard of that guy, that girl. But Reggie, he's pretty well known basketball-wise. Yeah. So you might see yourself doing something like that someday too then.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to.
Do you have anything like that at Southwest Guilford? Any type of classes?
We have a speech and debate class.
I got you.
I'll be taking that this year too.
Well, you got a good principal there. I've met him a couple of times on the cage. He's always been very supportive of the kids over there. What's his name again?
Actually, we have a new principal.
New principal. The old one's gone.
Yeah.
Who's in this year?
Alan Parker.
Mr. Parker. I was going to say Parker. He was a very good principal there.
I actually haven't even memorized our new principal's name yet.
Did Mr. Parker go to a different school? Or
No, he's just full-out retirement.
Really? Done?
Yes, sir.
Wow. That's a big step, isn't it? You think about that. I mean, as a young person, you probably can maybe absorb. That's just to get the 30-some years in, you're done and gone.
Yeah, we're going to miss him. He was a great principal. I loved him.
He was always at the games and very much involved with the kids and very much involved.
Did whatever he could to help the football team. We really appreciate it.
And new principal, not sure that is already then.
I met him before. I can't quite remember his name.
Yeah. What do you got to do to win that game tomorrow night? Let's get a Jaren Rainey kind of a breakdown of tomorrow night's game and what the Cowboys must do to win.
Play bandit football.
What's bandit football?
Just playing fast, playing hard, playing physical, being smart, and playing the game that I know we can play and executing what we've been taught by the amazing coaches we have. They're probably the best in the country.
Yeah, you got your dad leading the way. Plus, you got Coach Dope on the defensive side. You got that kid who just came in, the linebacker, Christian linebacker coach, the Pauly kid. Met him the other day. They got some very good coaches. Who are some of those other coaches? You may rattle off a name or two. I may recognize some of these people.
Coach Sessoms, he played at Salem State University. Coach Caldwell, he just came from Ferndale Middle School. He's coaching our wide receivers because Coach Sean Armstrong left last year and moved back up to South Carolina. So had a new coach for that. And Coach PJ, he played at Division II school. He's the co-owner of Black Dog Athletics, where I actually work out today.
Black Dog Athletics. Where is that located?
It's located in High Point.
Okay.
I forget off the road, but
Kind of a training center over there?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Black Dog Athletics. Drop a plug in for those guys.
yes,
That's
sir.
all right.
It's a great place to go.
Yeah, that's where you do your personal training and things
Yeah,
like that?
yep, it is.
All geared toward football activities?
sir.
Makes you a better bandit football player?
sir.
There is a bandit position. There used to be a linebacker
Yep.
spot, I think, the bandit spot. You've heard that one before, too. Well, Jaren, always good to see you.
Yes, sir.
Again, the thing that impressed me the most, going back all your sports stuff, again, that baseball game, you stepped on first base and said, do whatever I can to find a way to get in the game. And like you said, do whatever you can to find a way to help the team. That's what it's all about. Got to get some more wins for us.
Yes, sir.
Keep up the good work.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I'm going to throw a hypothetical out there I shouldn't even throw out. I always like to dream about what would it be like, what if. Here's a what if. What if you and Hendon Hooker on the same team? Does he play some wide receiver? You play some quarterback? Do you play quarterback? How would that be? How did you guys work that out?
Man, there's no
That would be a
telling.
wild team. You and Hooker on the same team.
When I was in 7th grade and Henry was in 8th, I actually played quarterback behind him, and he's just a great athlete. I love looking up to him as a 2017 prospect and seeing what he's doing to get to the level where he is today. So, and he played quarterback and I played running back.
You were running back back
yeah,
then?
middle school.
Which middle school you got?
Southwest Middle School.
Yeah, you're on Southwest, no doubt. So he was a quarterback, you
Yes,
were a
sir.
running back.
Yes, sir.
So you've had experience before, like at these different positions.
Yeah.
You know them well.
Yes, sir.
Keep up the good work.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good luck in the future too.
Thank you.
Fine young man, Jaren Rainey, Southwest Guilford. Gonna